Cha-cha. What's up, guys? I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 16 of building a city. Today we're building a post office. So, yeah. Building a city. Today we're building a post office. So, looks like everything is set up as we see. Anyway, let's build a post office.
What's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a post office for all of your city building needs. And not only will I show you how to make the outside of your post office, but I'll show you how to make the entire inside as well. If you enjoyed this tutorial and you're new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. But without any further ado, let's get started. Now, just before we start building, everybody, here are all of the materials.
Hello, Darrell Fabian. Welcome to live stream.
We will need to make our post office. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the post office is a 22 by 20 block area as represented by the white concrete ground, which you are more than welcome to make in your world if you feel as though it will help you plan out your world a little bit better. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to, gather all that stuff, make sure you got enough room to make it, make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1, post pals. Come all the way over to the front left hand corner of your grid. If you've made the grid, count backwards from the corner, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is where we're going to start things off. Begin by placing a single red concrete on the ground.
Are you making a post office? Yes, I am.
Dig 2 rows in the ground to the right of the red concrete and place block of quartz in there instead. You can then place a row of 9 red concrete extending right from the quartz ground.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Extend inwards by 2. 1, 2. Extend to the right by 1. Place 3. Place 3 red concrete on a row of 9 red concrete extending right from the quartz ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Extend inwards by 2. 1, 2. Extend to the right by 1. Place 3 red concrete on top. 1, 2, 3. Extend to the right by 6.
1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And extend all the way down. Take the block that hit the ground and extend backwards by 13.
13, okay, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We are then going to begin extending across a little bit, and we're going to do that by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Move out the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You can then extend inwards by 1. Extend all the way over to the right and join back to where we first started. The end result should look a little bit like this. So we've got quite an interesting starting shape down there, I think. Now that you've done that, there is one small window on the left side of the build that we might as well add in now. It's on the left hand side here, on the back left corner. Place a white concrete block on top of the corner of the build. Extend towards the front of the build by 2 using white concrete, 1, 2. Place 2 white stained glass pane, and then place also white stained glass pane on top of those 2 blocks also. So we just want to end up with something that should look like this. Later on, that will become a little bit more important, but for now, we want to start adding some...
Hello Cheap, welcome to live stream.
...to our build. So when it comes down to it, we have 2 windows on the front of the build and an entrance that we have to account for. So on the left side here, where the entrance is, you can place 3 white concrete on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, like that. On the right side here, we want to begin by placing 2 white concretes going right. 1, 2. 2 glass pane. 1, 2. 1 white concrete. 2 glass pane. 2 white concrete, and then you can extend the white concrete inwards to connect to the garage. You can extend all white concretes up by 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, just like that. So we've extended them all the way around. Above the glass areas, you can join the areas together, so we can seal it in, and we can place some white stained glass pane in between the remaining empty spaces. In addition to this, you can seal up the area above the entrance. You can add some white stained glass block into that area, and it will just look a little bit nicer now. On the right side of the build here, we have a garage. So all you have to do is place rows of quartz stairs behind the garage door area here, and it will just look a little bit better. What you can even do is you can also...
Hello, Adora Rimtola TH Plaza. Welcome to live stream. 2H.
Add some red concrete around the inside of the garage like this, so around where the actual stairs are. We might even change that to white later on. We'll see though. We also want to divide the post office up a little bit, so it's actually got quite a nice division in the fact that we can extend this row of red concrete here backwards, like this, and that kind of divides the post office up quite nicely for us. And there is also another way to divide up the post office, but we'll actually do that a little bit later. What else can we do? Well, we can add rows of white concrete around the post office to build up the walls. There's going to be rows of 1, 2, 3 white concrete placed around our post office, and we might even add that up to 4. So we're going to add that up to 4 here. So on top of the outer part of the post office, place 4 rows of white concrete extending all the way around like this. This is going to be a little bit higher than the rest of our post office, but we're going to be doing a few things to mask the fact that the back of the building is a little bit different to the front of the building. So it might look a little bit weird now, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because there's quite a...
Say Slocum backwards. Among Us.
There's some signs and stuff to add to the front of the building, which is going to increase the height of the building on the front, and everything will look fantastic as we go down. So I'm not going to be adding it just on towards the front part of the building just yet, so let me fill that in. So we're not... going to be adding anything towards the front just yet, but what we will do is we will actually place at least 3 rows of white concrete inside the building as well, where we added that wall. We'll just add 3 rows of white concrete just like that. So all in all, you can see that the actual the shape of the building is starting to get there a little bit. The next thing that I want to do is I do want to start making the signs for the actual post office. The first sign is going to begin up left diagonally in relation to the door. So it's actually going to be here. It's going to be red concrete up left diagonally, like in relation to where the door is going to be. We're going to extend that red concrete to the right by 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to add 3 rows of red, 1, 2, 3, directly on top. So 3 rows of red directly on top like this. We're going to take the 2 middle blocks of this sign here on the right side. We're going to extend the 2 middle blocks backwards, and we're going to extend those middle blocks all the way over to the right, and they want to overhang the right side of the build by 1 right side. We're going to extend the 2 middle blocks backwards, and we're going to extend those middle blocks all the way over to the right, and they want to overhang the right side of the build by 1 row, just like this, so like that. We're going to extend these 2 overhanging rows backwards, 1, 2, 3. You only have to extend them backwards about 3 or so, and you'll be able to see we've not added all the red concrete in yet, but it really does help to mask the fact that it's a little bit uneven. We've not added all the red concrete, just like this, so like that. We're going to extend these 2 overhanging rows backwards, 1, 2, 3. You only have to extend them backwards about 3 or so, and you'll be able to see we've not added all the red concrete in yet, but it really does help to mask the fact that it's a little bit uneven. But I'm going to add a couple of rows of red just inside of the overhanging sign here, just like this. I think I'm also going to add at least another row of red here behind the taller part of the sign. And I think that we'll leave it like the fact that it's a little bit uneven. But I'm going to add a couple of rows of red just inside of the overhanging sign here, just like this. I think I'm also going to add at least another row of red here behind the taller part of the sign. And I think that we'll leave it like that. We might even add another red here. I don't know which I prefer. It's such a small detail. Do I prefer that, so it looks like the sign's kind of hanging off, or do I prefer it built in? I actually think I prefer it kind of looking as though that the sign's kind of almost clipped on.
Hello everyone. Life hack. How to regularly earn $3,000 a month without much effort.
Onto the building, sort of. So this is what we have so far. It's not too bad, is it? It's looking pretty good. We're not quite ready to write all of the right post office on there, but we can make the letter. If you guys didn't know, hopefully it came across. We're making a little letter out of quartz slabs. So this is actually going to start not from the first block at the bottom left hand corner here, but 1 row inwards. We're going to place a quartz slab, and then we're going to extend it, and it's half row up to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. So it sits perfectly in the center of the sign. We're going to add 2 blocks of quartz on the left and right side, extending upwards, and we're going to put quartz slabs on top. So it's almost as if we have like a perfect rectangle inside our rectangle. We're going to take the lower half of the upper quartz blocks like this and extend them inwards using quartz slabs, and then we're going to join them together underneath at the bottom, and it just looks like a little letter, the outside of a letter. Hopefully that's what it looks like. If not, then I've failed. So that's that, and then we'll be able to write post office in actual letters. But what I also want to do is give a little bit of a drive to the garage, because we are going to be making a post van in a later tutorial. The post van is going to, of course, deliver our post. So we're going to place loads of dark grey concrete here. We're going to have dark grey concrete spanning the width of the quartz stairs of the garage door here, and it's going to extend all the way out to the end, which is, of course, this is where it would connect to the street. In addition to this, I'm going to have 2 rows of smooth stone kind of just in front of the build, left and right of that little drive that we've just made. So the smooth stone is just going to accommodate the width of the post office, pretty much. So it's just going to accommodate the width of the post office like this. Just like that. We might even have 2 rows travel up kind of like the right side here. You might or might not want to add this. It completely depends on how your post office is going to integrate with your town or city. That will be something that you'll kind of have to figure out for yourself, really. So that's not looking too bad. We also have to connect the path and make a little kind of just like a pathway to the entrance. That's going to be about 4 blocks wide. It's going to span the width of the doorway there. We also want to just add a couple more little details here. So we're going to use some oak leaves. We need azure bluettes or any flower. I like white here because it contrasts against the red, and it's just kind of like part of the color scheme. Light grey concrete, light grey shulker box item frame, white carpet.
I'm in class. Okay.
We also need oak signs, and not too much else for now. So we are going to be adding some bushes just around the post office to make it a little bit greener. So some bushes towards the front, some flowers. The reason that I'm using white, as I mentioned, is if you take a look, it contrasts nicely against the blue, against the red, and it is also part of our colour scheme. So I'm also going to be placing some oak leaves just here on the right side. It's going to extend most of the way forwards with some azure bluettes again, just around the right side, just to make it a little bit more approachable. I'm going to make like a kind of like a post box of sorts. It's not the best looking post box probably, but I think it looks alright. And it's just going to be towards the end here, and it's going to be a light grey concrete, light grey shulker box on top, so you can actually use it. You can deposit stuff in there if you want to. Item frame in front, white carpet, kind of looks like a letter sticking out of it. That's kind of like why I like the white carpet. And then an oak sign. So most letterboxes will kind of have like a pickup time. I don't know if you guys, when's the last time you used one of these? I haven't used one in ages, but quite often they'll have like times that the postman will come to the post box and be like, you know, this is when we're picking up the mail. So there'll be all sorts of different times on here. It literally doesn't matter which time you put on. Just you know, I guess the at 9 in the morning and 5 also in the morning. We probably should have used the 24-hour clock. My bad. But you guys get the idea. And I guess you could even put a little topper on the post box if you wanted to. This could be any colour of carpet pretty much. I'm going to stick a white carpet on there just to kind of like keep with the colour scheme a little bit. And the next little thing that we're going to do is we are going to make the sign for our post office. This is the least fun part. So I'm going to grab a loom and I'm going to move my... banners and the die. I'm just going to move the die into my inventory. The red banners I specifically put there for a reason. If you're on console, it's easy to just flick up with the D-pad or analog, and it puts the banner exactly where you want it to go. You'll see what I mean. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to start off by placing a loom on the ground. You can use a crafting table. I'm not using a crafting table. I'm going to use a loom, and I'm going to begin by placing. And this is what I mean. Watch. Got my red banners. If you press up, it literally goes straight into that place. It doesn't do that if you're here. Like half the time, it will kind of like go onto the patterns instead. But anyway, brand new banner. First letter is P, so that means white dye in the loom. We need a vertical row of white dye on the right side of the banner. We need to chuck out the white dye, grab some red dye, and we need to make the lower half of the banner red. We need to grab that banner, put it back in. We need to grab the red dye, put white in instead, and we can place a horizontal row of white through the middle. We can then place a horizontal row of white on the top. We can then place a horizontal row of white on the left side. That is P. Next is O. O, vertical row of white on the left side, vertical row of white on the left side, horizontal row of white on the top, and horizontal row of white on the bottom, and that is O. Next is S. S is a horizontal row of white at the bottom, horizontal row. White at the top, and we have a diagonal row, top left, bottom right corner, and that will give us an S. Brand new banner. T is easy, of course. It's a horizontal row of white at the top with a vertical row of white through the middle. That is T. We already have another O, so we're going to move on to F. So, by the way, if you're in survival, you may have to make another O banner, of course, but I'm in creative, so I can just reuse. F. We're going to have a vertical row of white on the left side. We're going to have a horizontal row of white on the top, and we're going to have a horizontal row of white through the middle. That is F. Next, we need I. I is simply a vertical row of white straight up the middle. And by the way, we will be needing two Fs, so you may have to make another. We're going to place a brand new banner right in the middle, right in our crafting table loom, and we're going to place a horizontal row of white along the top of the banner, horizontal row of white along the bottom of the banner, and a vertical row of white on the left side of the banner, and then we're going to grab that out. Now we need one last letter, which is E. It's basically the same as C, but with one extra step. So a vertical row of white on the left side, horizontal up the top. We need then a horizontal at the bottom. We've got our C, but then a horizontal through the middle, and then that is perfect. I'm just going to drop that down there. So we have postfic. I guess that's probably not right. We have to reuse some of these letters. And also, where'd my E go? Hang on. We don't have postfic. We have... What do we have? E-postfic. That's probably post office in another language. Anyway, we are going to start off on this row of double red concrete here. On the left side, we're going to leave a gap of 1, and we're going to place P-O-S-T. I'm going to destroy that extra O. Gap of 1, and then we're going to have O-F-F-I-C-E. And if I am not mistaken, really hope I'm not mistaken, that spells us our post office. So, there we go. That is our post office, ladies and gentlemen, at least the outside portion of our post office. Complete. Very, very good job. So, what we're now going to do, I like to do this. What we're now going to do is we are going to head inside of our post office, and we are going to get to work on the inside. So, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to get rid of all these banners and the banner making materials because they're being very cluttery. I'm going to grab some block of quartz. I want to refloor the inside of the post office, at least this part of the post office, and partially the area to the right of us as well. I'm going to dig it all up and I'm going to replace it using some block of quartz. That's going to be the main floor for our post office. Feel free to change it. You don't have to have a block of quartz floor if you don't want to, but I think it looks quite nice, it looks professional, and I don't think we need any other
Hello, Scrump by CUA. Welcome to live stream.
It sticks to the colour scheme quite well as well. If you want to use a wood, you're more than welcome to, but again, I'm just trying to stick to the colour scheme, and I want it to just look nice and bright in here. So, the main floor is primarily going to be made out of, there we go, some white concrete. We need to give the post office a better roof, and we also need some entrances all over the place as well, and we also need to grab the grey concrete too. So, the front door to our post office. This is a double dark oak wood door, like that. You can use any door though. I'm going to divide the roof of the post office in two. I'm actually going to place a row of white concrete here, kind of like dividing the roof up. And I'm also going to place... how did I do it? Hang on. Yeah, I'm going to use red concrete to fill in the entire left side of the post office, or the entire right side, actually. But the red concrete is actually going to be placed one row below the white concrete here. So it's almost as if and this gives a really cool effect from the top. It's almost as if like the white concrete kind of like, there's a little bit of depth to it, basically. So like if you wanted to climb up on the roof, you wouldn't be able to just fall straight off, basically. Concrete is actually, how did I do it? Hang on. Yeah, I'm going to use red concrete to fill in the entire left side of the post office, or the entire right side, actually. But the red concrete is actually going to be placed one row below the white concrete here. So it's almost as if and this gives a really cool effect from the top. It's almost as if like the white concrete kind of like, there's a little bit of depth to it, basically. So like if you wanted to climb up on the roof, you wouldn't be able to just fall straight off, basically. So we're just going to add white concrete like this. We might even join it together just at the front, sort of a little bit like that too. And we want the same row of red concrete on the inside of the opposite side here. So just one row below the white, we're just going to add a nice layer of red concrete. And we're also going to be adding some skylights, which is not something that we do in all of these buildings. But we're going to be adding skylights on this particular occasion, which means we need the glass as well, which I kind of forgot about. But it's actually going to provide quite a lot of natural light, although we are going to have... some like artificial too, but you can see that the roof, it just looks kind of cool. So we're going to grab the white stained glass block, And if you come to the front part of the post office, like the front left-hand part of the roof, the first little skylight here is going to be like, we're going to extend inwards diagonally. We're going to destroy 2 blocks going right, leave a gap of 1, 2, leave a gap of 1, destroy 2. We're going to extend all of these holes up by 1. We're going to leave a gap of 1 again, and then we're going to have like a double set of little skylights. And this is basically where the customer area would be. I guess people that use post office are customers. I guess you're buying postage, you're buying boxes and stuff. My bad. I'm so bad at destroying stuff. There we go. So here, or actually, I'm so good at destroying stuff. I'm so bad at building stuff. So we place a lot of glass here. Perfect. So now we have a lot of light in the front of the post office, and we can enter again. And we kind of want to segment the post office a little bit. So we want to have a clear customer area and a worker area. So we're going to keep out the dark oak doors. We're going to need the glass block. We're going to use our light grey concrete, our stairs, our glass pane, we'll need red concrete, we'll need oak fence, we'll need also, what else do we need? We need like the scaffolding for tables and light grey glazed terracotta. So where is the worker area? We have to count it out, unfortunately. So we want to leave in the floor, we want to leave a row of 7 rows of a block of quartz in the ground we want to leave alone. So like 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to, on this next row here, we're going to place a double door, so like opposite the entrance. We're going to place some glass block above the double door. We're going to chuck the glass away, we're going to grab white concrete, and we're going to place a vertical row of white concrete next to the door. We're then going to place light grey concrete right at the door, 2 upside down quartz stairs extending from the bottom, and a vertical row of light grey concrete next to the quartz stairs. Then we're going to place 2 more upside down stairs at the bottom with a row of light grey concrete on the right side like this. And we're going to place some white stained glass pane here around the inside, because quite oftentimes, I don't know why, I guess it's because money's stored in a post office. The workers are quite often, the post people are quite often behind like quite a lot of glass. I also want to have a row of vents, kind of like separating people that are kind of like standing in a queue and kind of like at this counter here. The fence is going to be 2 rows away from the counter space and 2 rows away from the wall on both sides. And I'm also going to place some red concrete underneath the fence like this. I want to have a little seating area. The seating area is going to be along this front wall. It's basically going to be like a red concrete, 2 quartz stairs, scaffolding, 2 quartz stairs, red concrete, and I'm going to stick a light grey glazed terracotta to the right there. And on top of the table, which is the scaffolding, sea lanterns, I'm going to grab flower pots and I'm going to grab flowers. And for the rest of the area, I'm actually going to need like item frames and signs and paintings and stuff. And on this table here, sea lantern. It's not a sea lantern, it's a regular lantern. They're still called sea lanterns though. Fix it! On this table here, or on the glazed terracotta, I'm just going to place like a little flower pot. On this wall here, I simply want to have like some big paintings, just because, pretty much. Something like...
Hold on. It's looking good. Yep. It is.
That will actually look fine. Funnily enough, that's the reverse of what I did in the original. In my original post office, I had the karate guy there and the cake there. On this wall here, I like the idea of having some like showing what different postages you can have. So I'm going to have a couple of signs on the wall with item frames next to the signs like this, and I'm going to leave a gap, and I'm going to have the same thing. So that's basically just going to be like instructionals for parcels and stuff a little bit later on. So this area is pretty much done. We'll come back and fill item frames a little bit later. So now, I don't know, I love this view when walking into the room. So now we're going to head into this little back room here. So for this back room, we're still trying to use as much of the materials that we have already so that we don't have to, keep grabbing the same materials. So for this back room, we can reutilize the light grey concrete, we can reutilize the item frames, we can also use some dark oak doors, and we can use some lanterns. So in this back room, we're going to start by placing a vertical row of light grey concrete here in this back room, item frames. We can also use some dark oak doors, and we can use some lanterns. So in this back room, we're going to start by placing a vertical row of light grey concrete here in this back room, just in the corner, and we're going to do the same for the other corner. We're going to leave a gap of 2, and then we're going to have another vertical row of light grey like this. We're going to have item frames inside the right side here, this top part, and we're going to have a lantern hanging off the wall that will provide a lot of light with an item frame below it. When it comes to just like behind these little counter spaces, the only thing that we can really reuse is red concrete, and red concrete is going to be placed here and here behind the 2 light grey pillars. That's all we can reuse. There has to be a door there is going to be, I think it's a single door. We'll use a double door. There has to be a double door leading into here, which is a garage area. So this double door, we're going to, we need a new floor as well, so we're going to use block of quartz and we're going to use grey concrete, and we're going to just destroy under here. We're going to place block of quartz, and we're actually going to build up this wall a little bit as well, so we can use some white carpet. On the right side of the door, you'll see that we have a gap of 2. On the left side of the door, we also want a gap of 2, but then we want to add a false wall that kind of extends towards the outer part of the garage to give like this little garage area a little bit more of a shape. What we're also going to do is we are going to dig the larger part here. We're going to dig and we're going to place block of quartz to kind of like connect to this door area, and this is going to be what's in the floor for like this back part, and then you've got to imagine that there will be a some sort of vehicle. It doesn't really matter what.
Hello, Connor. Virgil, welcome to live stream.
Of course, it actually takes up a lot of the room. It does fit inside of the building, but it's a very tight fit, so I wouldn't put it in here. Although you can, we might do it in the next in one of the upcoming videos. But the rest of this, imagining that there is a van in here, a post van, then we have to have some dark grey, don't we? And we could even have, we could have a little bit more space here, a post van. Then it's a very tight fit, so I wouldn't put it in here. Although you can, we might do it in the next in one of the upcoming videos. But the rest of this, imagining that there is a van in here, a post van, then we have to have some dark grey, don't we? And we could even have, we could have a little bit more space here if we wanted to. Like,
how are you? Good.
Add another row, but. Or maybe even 2. We could limit the amount of space that we have to fill up here by making it a little bit bigger. We could even add another row here to further limit it, and then we would actually be able to comfortably fit a van in here. But that will be up to you. We'll get to that in a bit. But I might just add a lantern in here, by the way. Maybe just in this corner, just to make it a bit brighter. And I'm just going to stick double doors here. Right, ladies and gentlemen, why have we made only half of the inside of the post office? That is because we need a whole new set of materials, ladies and gentlemen. So, here are all of the materials that we are going to be using to...
What are you're building? Look at the title of the video. My God. People always ask me the question, what are you building? Check the title of the video.
Finish off our post office. This is what you will be needing. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials, enough of those materials. Please do make sure that you're able to get those, and once you do have all of those, we can move on to the next part of our post office, and we can put the finishing final touches on there. I'm also very sorry if there's some repeat materials used, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so now that we each have all of those things, ladies and gentlemen, we can get started. So it's basically just a lot of decorating to to do. There's not even that much of it, actually. I shouldn't say a lot. And we're going to do it chronologically, meaning in the order that we sort of built it, we're going to be working through and we're going to be doing it that way. So the first thing that I want to do is I just want to fill in these item frames. So these item frames are basically here to represent the kind of parcels and postage and letters and stuff that you can send off. So we have paper here. That's going to go in the upper left-hand corner item frame. This is going to represent a small letter. Banner pattern, that's a big letter. Chest, I figure that can just be kind of just like a regular sort of parcel, and a brown shulker box is a large parcel. And I have some signs here just so that we can kind of like, you know, if you really want to make it like a proper post office, then you can have like small letter, and I'm not going to be filling all of these in, like small letter, and then however much it would be to send that off. Maybe it's 1 emerald to send off a small letter, or you know, whatever. Whatever you want it to be. Why am I so I can't do, guys, I can't type. Okay, here we go. Emerald. There we go. So 1 emerald. That was painful. There we go. A small letter is 1 emerald. Perfect. And then a large letter could be, you know, 2, or you know, whatever it is you want to do. Feel free to fill those up and fill those in however you might like. We're going to flip on through into the office now. That's pretty much all the detail that we had to do in there. We can flip over into kind of like the little officey area, and we can add some details back here. So I'm going to create a shelf. This is going to be made out of spruce trapdoors. This is along the upper part of these 2 rows of light grey concrete, and we're just going to place different sorts of parcels. So chest, shulker box, barrel, and again just chest and shulker boxes and stuff, and we'll have a similar sort of like little setup down here. That's pretty much all we have to do. We just want to make it look as though that we've got loads of different parcels back here that need to be sent off. I like the idea of having some upturned barrels here on the right side, and I also like the idea of having white carpet and like weighted pressure plates, so it looks almost like it's like a letter bin almost. I want to have paper here in the right item frame, and again like banner pattern in the right item frame, again just to sort of represent that this is kind of like where the letters would go. We need to place a little clock here inside of this item frame, so we just have to grab ourselves a clock. There we go. I figured that we'd
need to get the clock.
Probably have the time in here in the post office. Seems rather important. And just here we just need like some computers and stuff. So we're actually going to place some weighted pressure plates on top of the red concrete areas. We're going to grab some end rods, red carpet. We're going to grab birch trapdoors and painting. And we're going to place just next to the red concretes, we're just going to have end rods, and we're going to stick some red carpet on top, and we want to have some birch trapdoors flipped upwards next to the weighted pressure plate, and we just want to place some painting. So those are just computers so that you can so that the post people can kind of like help people on the other side. You can place more just like flavorful things around here as well. We can have like a lectern and a chest kind of like this wall, just kind of like this, and you know, just as kind of like just stuff to kind of like have on the floor. You could even have like another lectern over here if you wanted to. We're going to make our way into the depot area because that area is pretty much done. That's nice and decorated. And in the depot area, it's basically just loads and loads of shelves and parcels. That's all that is in here. That's pretty much all there is. And we could even place another clock on the wall though, maybe like above the door. That might make sense. I don't know where my item frames have gone all of a sudden. I guess I didn't have them because we placed them all earlier. So we'll forget the clock, it's alright. So we're going to just place some shelves. Shelves are made out of spruce trapdoors. Spruce trapdoors can be flipped upwards, and then you can cut. Segment these spruce trapdoors like this. You can kind of like place horizontal rows of spruce trapdoors next to each other, and they make just really good shelves. And you can place like chests in between them. We can make some more shelves over here, for instance. So this can be perhaps like a bigger shelf here, and maybe we'll have it so that we can place stuff on the top of these shelves like this, because depending upon how you place these, like, you won't be able to place anything underneath these shelves. You have to place it in the middle. With these shelves that we've made, we can place stuff on the top like this, and you won't be able to place it anywhere else. So you guys get the idea. So we're going to kind of just have like a little messy aesthetic where we've kind of just got some like shelves, kind of like just some shelves and some parcels that kind of like have to be sent out into the van. Ladies and gentlemen, that's actually pretty much it. We've actually completed our post office, believe it or not. It's not that complicated. It's kind of done. Well done. So this is what your post office will look like once it has been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen.
We have finished a post office. Now my brother built this, and he kind of failed, but I've built it my way because he likes his garage doors like this way, like extended forward, but I did it my way. But I like this build. It's pretty cool. This is for you, Bruce fans. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a post office. If you did, guys, enjoy this video, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day, guys. Peace out.